This is Damon Stevens with Finwell Builders. Today is Monday, May 9th, 2022, and this is stock market update for trades of the day. And what a market it is. Just a reminder, we are in a bear market and they have been in control here. So we're on also weekly charts on most of our stocks, which again is a good sign that you're in a bear market when your daily charts will not show levels that you need to look at. So just keep that in mind as we go in this, and hopefully you're staying safe out there. And if you're a bull, just hang on because we are waiting for that bottom to come in, and it's not here yet. If you want to join us on our Discord and see the numbers and the stocks we're trading, just go to finwealthlive.com and you can see a link there to join us. There's also a link in the description below as well of this video. So let's get right into it. Take a look at the market, see what's going on. It was a ugly day, a nice red day out there for the bears. I mean, for the bulls, but the bears were having a good time today. So you can see here pretty much red across the board. Some consumers, you had Walmart doing well, Home Depot did well, J&J, and that was pretty much, most of it. See here, most of the day, we just were really choppy today. So if you were in a trade, you kind of had to hold on to it for a while. Otherwise, it was just better to just sit on the sidelines and just watch. As they say, watch paint dry, because it just was not moving much. You can see here also on our scanner, really didn't have anything that hit heavy here as well either. So I didn't have any trades on that either. And just a reminder here on our calendar, we have our core CPI numbers coming out on Wednesday. So this day we could see a lot of volatility on. This is Tuesday, not a lot on Tuesday. Turnaround Tuesday, do we get one of this tomorrow? Typically a lot of times on Tuesdays, you'll see if the market was down, it's kind of does the opposite on Tuesday, it'll be up. So since we have a down day, do we get a nice little rally tomorrow, or do we just continue on this this path to try to get to the destination of whatever the bottom is in the market right now? So that's the question. So you really got to watch price action, see, are we opening above yesterday's close or below yesterday's close? And that's really the key area. And that's a kind of a hint and a little bit of a trading as well, because that's really kind of the levels we look at as far as when we're getting to our trades in the morning is, are we below yesterday or yesterday's close or above? And that kind of gives us a general direction on probably where the market's going to go for the day. So looking at our earnings here, you can see that Upstart, Clover, there's not a lot on there. Upstart is one we watched. And I'm going to cover this on the chart. I did not trade this one, but really, it's really sad to see what happened with Upstart. And so we'll see. SoFi, Oxy, obviously took a hit, and we'll talk about that as well. Energy, we talked about energy stocks on the weekend video that, money is going to flow out of them at some point. And it started today. And then Roblox. So we'll watch those for tomorrow. But let me show you Upstart. So here's Upstart. I put on an 8-hour chart so you can see the after hours action. So really, if you look at the where we're at, the highs up here, you're 97.73. And so you're kind of up in this area, and 86.16 was kind of the close. And then after the earnings report came out, clear down to 42.85, almost 50% loss on Upstart after their earnings report. So disappointing for sure. But look at this. Here's the chart on a weekly chart. You see here's when Upstart hit the market, around this $41, $44 area. And it peaked out at $401 back in October of 2021. So just, a few months ago, about half a year ago, we were at $400. And now we are actually, this was the close 77. So we're actually at $42. We're almost at where Upstart started in the marketplace, and only about 10% of its total of where it was at its peak. So that just gives you, an idea on some of these companies, how deflated they've gotten, and how, if you're talking about, is there a correction? Definitely there's a correction, especially on some of these companies, because they're just getting slaughtered, especially when you see earnings reports come out and then the company drops, kind of like Facebook did, just killed. But hopefully that means it's a good bargain as the market recovers. So just keep that in mind as well. Baba too, we talked about this one last week. Baba here's where Baba opened up. in the marketplace, $90, and we're at $84. So we're below where Baba opened up in the market back in 2015. So we're at 2015 prices. So just to give you some perspective on some of these companies. So here's Oxy. So here's, we had 63. We talked about that being resistance. It was resistance. We hit it this is the fourth time we kind of tried to break through, failed to break out, fell back below the 20, end of the 50, and we're right between the 50 and the 100. So look for support around $55. We got to get it really back above 59.50 to run up here. So right now we're kind of maybe in a range here, and you see we're in this range for a couple of weeks before, between the 50 and the 100. So we could get stuck down here. So just be aware of that. Exxon, so talking about energy stocks, and oil companies, boy, these guys were just hitting new highs, and money's coming out of everywhere right now. It's getting on the sideline, so just something to be aware of until we find the bottom. If you aren't comfortable trading or shorting the market, sideline is a good place to be until we have a trend showing some upward momentum here. So you can see Exxon broke through the 20 like it was nothing and down to the 50. So there should be support down here around 84. So look for support and a bounce hopefully here. You see that the 50 was support before, but until we get back above 87, Exxon might be down here for a ways. Chevron, same thing, blew right through the 20 like it was nothing, down to the 50. So again, we might be in this range here for a while. So just keep an eye on it. If we break the 50, we could come down to, a support level down here around 151 or 148, which is where the 100 moving average is for Chevron. ALB, we talked about this over the weekend as well. Had a nice earnings report, ran up to 242, which was, closer to these areas in the past, kind of where our downward trend line was, really elevated above it, came back down, and today we touched right on that. So could we break back down? It's possible we could break back down into this little channel down here. And there should be support down here around 200 area. But, we did close on top of the trend line, the upper trend line. So let's see if we can bounce, maybe head up back towards 230. AMD's below the 100 moving average, sandwiched between the 100 and the 200. So we got to get above 95 to run, or we might break down to $73. Apple, below the 50 now. Closed below the 50 moving average. You see here, not a lot below that before. So, look for support maybe around this 150 area. If we break that, we may come down to 137 area. So definitely, a long way could drop here if we don't hold support right where we're at right now. Tesla, same thing, showing a lot of weakness here. We're below the 50, sandwiched between the 50 and the 100. We've got to break out above 856. If not, we might be coming back here to visit the 100 moving average around 700, 709 is where it's at right now. NVIDIA, weak as well, between the 100 and the 200. We got to close there, so kind of sandwiched here. So look, to break out above 187. If not, look for some support around 140. Netflix broke the 200. So we've been watching to keep an eye on this. So we broke the 200. So that means we're going to have to move, and this is on a month chart. It's not even on a day or a week chart. This is on a monthly chart. So a lot of weakness here. So, look for, Netflix probably to go from where it's at right now, 173, maybe down to 138.26. And that's the all-time low on a monthly chart. So we're definitely seeing these stocks just take a hit. Hopefully this is providing a good area for support though, for a nice rally. And when that rally comes, just be aware it's going to hit fast. So just be prepared. And if you've not started looking at your long-term portfolio, now's the time to look at, where do you add and what companies do you want to take for the long term. Look at Facebook. So Facebook again, right down here on the monthly chart, down heading towards this 100-day moving average around 175. So if we don't get back above 196, look for a visit down here and support at around 176, 177. I can definitely continue to subscribe. we'll continue bringing these videos to you, this content. Hopefully this is helpful for you. If it is, definitely like our video and share it with others so that everybody can get this information, and hoping really to make better traders out there. Also keep you safe in this volatile market, so you have an idea of what's going on and how to trade it. Looking at the 10-year yield, again, we talked about this over the weekend. So we're kind of in that same area that we were back in 2014, 2019, and now in 2022. We're kind of in this elevated area for the 10-year bonds. So just something to be aware of. Is a recession going to hit hard? It's hard to say, but definitely numbers aren't looking good. You look at the dollar here. So dollar's elevated as well. So you have it here back in 2017. We were here at 2020, and now 2022, we're back here on elevated dollar. And one of the things, the dollar is it gains strength here. That means, it's going to impact at some point. People are going to, and if the market continues going down and consumer products keep going up, does energy pull back again? People not travel maybe this summer. Just some things to keep in mind. And, if they don't, then energy stocks, energy is going to have money pull out of it as well, that people aren't traveling. And because transportation relies heavily on oil. And if they're not, if nobody's going anywhere, everybody's holding their money tight, then we could see a lot larger pullback. So just something to be aware of with these elevated areas. Energy, big, huge pullback. Look at this candle. This candle's the larger candle than you see on this entire chart. So big, huge pullback today on energy. Just really blew right through that 20 down to the 50. So looking for support here. If we break 75, we could be coming down to $70. If we stay in this area and get back above 77, maybe we can rally back up towards those highs again. The VIX, spiked up here. It's around $35. This is the area where the market's going to keep pulling back. So unless we pull back down around the 30 area or below by open tomorrow, look for possibly more downside on the market. So the VIX is a key piece to look at pre-market to see where's the market going, because right now it's elevated, which means volatility is really high, and that means the market's probably going to be pulling back. SPY on a weekly chart, you see here we're below that 100. Hopefully you find support down here. Maybe the next support might be around, I kind of mapped it out at this 394 area. What I was looking at here, so we filled this gap here, blew right through this gap. But looking at this area here where we kind of have this accumulation, this right here that occurred right before a breakout. So looking for support here, if not, could be at the bottom of the accumulation area around 380. Worst case scenario down here, maybe where it kind of settled out around 369. So those are the areas, levels of support I'm looking for below. If we get back above, the 400 level, then I think we can rally up here. So looking for the morning to see, do we get above 400 and start to rally maybe for at least today? Get a little relief rally going on tomorrow on turnaround Tuesday, or do we, continue just to play down here to these next levels? So just something to keep an eye on as we head in tomorrow. Triple Qs, we're right here on the support line here, 295 area, 295.66. If we can bounce off here, you see here, that's where this number comes from, because this is where we bounced before. Then look for a rally back up towards 322. If we break this level, then we could probably come down here to 279 to 275. Semiconductors, again, support down level here, almost here 215. Look for support. It's kind of where we had it before. If we break it, then we could be come down to this 191 area where the 200 sitting. IWM. So this is Russell 2000. These are no small tech stocks, caps. You see here, we pulled down here. We broke the 200 on a weekly chart. So you know what that means? It means moving to a monthly chart for the Russell 2000. So you can tell here, definitely in a mode of pullback here. So let me remove this. So right now on the monthly, you can see now that we're on the 50-day moving average. So we got to bounce off here. If we break this tomorrow, And we break down below 175, we're coming down, possibly down to this 149 area on the monthly chart. So we do have support down there, hopefully. And we've been down below that before. You see, we touched the 200 back here in 2020 when the pandemic hit. So that's a possibility, but for right now, if we can hold support here, maybe we can get a little bit of a bounce. Looking at the financials, XLF, we're on a weekly chart still. And you see, we're just broke that 200 or the 100-day moving average. So the 200 is down here at 30. We're at 34. So look for support around our trend line here at 32. If not, possibly down by 30. And if we can get back above our support line, this resistance line at 35, 40, maybe we can rally up here. All right, so here's our XLV. So healthcare on a weekly chart, pull back here below that 50, kind of sandwich between the 50 and the 100. Should have support here around this 123.60 area. You can see here, this is where we broke out. We had support once, twice, and now we may be coming in here. So look for a support and a bounce off at 123. If we break that, then you may be coming down to this 100 here at 121. If we get back above this resistance in the 50 at 129, we can rally back up here. But right now, that's kind of where our support level's at. Gold on the weekly chart, so right on the 50-day moving average. So we got to bounce off this 1850 area and get back above 1877 off the 20. If we break below this 1850 level, then look for a play down to 1793, which is where the 100 moving average is. Bitcoin was a bad weekend for Bitcoin, unless you're shorting it. It was a great weekend. I was talking to one of my co-partners here, and he's like, "Did you see it? See what's going on with Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Yep." And he says it's a short opportunity, and I'm like, "It obviously has been that way for a little bit." So yep, so definitely so. So just something to be aware of is we're probably coming down to revisit. At this point, probably maybe around the $2,800 area, 27,000 area. So 28,600 was this low here, and if you look back here, the 200 sitting at that 27. So looking for the 200 to hold, and this is kind of where you had a breakout. That's where it kind of broke out. So hopefully that can provide support, worst case scenario. But right now, Bitcoin continues to show weakness and continues to pull back and has broken those moving averages. And if it breaks the 200 on a weekly chart, we'll be going to monthly, and boy, then Bitcoin will be at a really great price if you want to hold it long term, because it's it's lost over half its value at this point. Ethereum below the 100 as well, pulling down. Should have support at 2159. That's kind of where we had support before. It's also where we broke out before. That's where those numbers come from, just in case you're wondering. But if we break this 2159, then look for support hopefully around 1628. So Ethereum's still on the downside. Our algo crypto pulling back as well. Big old huge candle down. So definitely, if you're not shorting in the market or in crypto, you're just missing opportunities, or you're playing it safe, which is okay too. Cash is a position to be in. So you can see here we're at the 61 cent level. If we should be able to get support around 53, this 53 level. If not, we got to play down here. It's a real weak area. Otherwise, you got to get back above 70 cents, 75 cents to really kind of rally back up here. So just be safe out there, and definitely subscribe, join our Discord, and take advantage of the free training that's out there. Join us live as well. We do have a membership for Trade with us live, and we'd love to have you participate with us. Everybody stay safe out there. We'll talk tomorrow night, see how your trades went, see what's coming up next, and we will talk to you then. Good night.